Et c'est maintenant on est parti pour la suite. Donc des petites aventures de Genshin Impact.
Not interested in hanging out with the other kids? Snacks not to your taste? Hot spring temperature too high? None of the above, huh? I heard you were the one who cleansed the abyssal power yesterday. I was hoping to keep it a secret for a few more days. Didn't want to ruin—
Who, me?
Yes, you. Come on.
Hey,
Just going to get some air. You have fun. We'll be right back. Oh, and there are extra snacks in that box over there if they need replenishing. Bake them up.
all right. Sound.
Mualani.
Yeah?
You've gotten so tall. You know that. Feels like just yes. Tell me, how are your parents?
They're away on business. Seriously, Ateo, what's going on? Traveler, did something happen? Both of you...
I guess I wasn't visiting the hot springs because I was getting better. And that pylon yesterday, I didn't go face it by myself because I was reckless or too anxious to wait for reinforcements. It's because my body isn't going to last. Your friend saved my life in that cave. And because of that, I got to enjoy this celebration with you all. But the hot springs, I'm just trying to enjoy them for as long as I have left.
Oh.
Mualani?
That better not happen again, whether I'm here to catch you or not. That's what you said back at... I... wanted to...
You want to know something? Recovery, death. You've never been resurrected, so you might not understand. But Death and we're... I lived with regret for a long time. But yesterday, I was finally able to let go of that regret. Not only because I found the strength to fight, seeing you out there, even if I was never injured, old age would still take me one day. Just remember, whether in
Pourtant, elle fait pas si
life
vite que ça. Hein.
or death.
I understand. Seems like you've given this a lot of thought. I'll do everything in my power to protect our tribe, our nation, and live up.
Good. Oh, and if any of you have the chance to meet with the Archon, could you give this to her for me? A talisman I've carried with me my whole life. It may seem strange to say while I'm still alive, but just think of it as a relic. It's brought me good fortune in battle, even after I became too sick to fight. Just tell her it embodies fond memories and my strength of...
Don't worry. We'll make sure she gets it.
All right.
Et j'ai pas vu la balafre qu'elle a sur le ventre.
Traveler, Atea, Mualani! If you don't hurry up, there won't be any snacks left!
Excuse me, what did I say about bathing in the hot... Life is a journey in which there's no turning back.
Premier acte terminé.
feels like a whole new Paimon after those 2 days in the hot spring. Still, spending time here really the Kaholasaurs are so nice and so fun to play with. Their bellies are... Oh, and Atea's snacks were so delicious. She gave Paimon some for the yelling at some kids who got caught throwing stones in the hot springs, so...
Hey, you guys. Sleep well last?
Yep, this area...
Glad you like it. I was thinking of taking you guys out to do some sea fishing. Later tonight we can...
Hey, Mualani!
Yeah? What do you need?
The team sent out to fight in the Night Warden Ward.
And Kachina?
Kachina fell. But don't worry, the team was victorious, so the rite of resurrection will be held in the stadium soon.
That's a relief. The Abyss is cunning, and...
Exactly. She deserves...
Alright, thanks for letting me know. Jeez, she sounded a little anxious there.
Mualani, think about all those monsters that attacked your tribe. If there really was some sort of cunning plan, not that Paimon wants them to be in anymore.
At a glance, it certainly seems like the only goal is total destruction. The Abyss isn't a living entity, but through our 500 years ago, the Abyss invaded Teyvat. You know about that, right? That's right. Conria suffered greatly during that time, and Natlan was the worst affected of all. It took the combined efforts of the then Pyro Archon and heroes from... Even so, our tribe's waters were contaminated. The Children of Echo's territory was overrun by dangerous sludge surging from underground. Unrelenting black... It was like each disaster was designed for a specific tribe. Exactly. We once thought that the Abyss's desire for destruction was a sort of prime. We now believe the Abyss has invaded the Night Kingdom, and has the capacity to...
And that's how it became so dangerous and cunning.
Yes, and that's why we... Luckily, the problems left behind by the Abyss have been successfully addressed by the various Pyro Archons. Now every tribe is...
You must have had to sacrifice...
Every battle, every sacrifice, responsibility. But I believe to think that my name could survive in ballads passed down to future generations, it's kind of romantic. Everyone has something that drives them forward, you know. We have to. Not only for... Anyway, let's head to the stadium. The sea's not going anywhere.
Même si elle est ressuscitée, Kushina qui meurt, la pauvre. Ça fait de la peine pour elle quand même.
Whoa, this place is packed up.
Of course. No one's gonna miss out on the chance to welcome our heroes back from battle. Kachina's gonna be so flustered. She's never had this many eyes on her before.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like the kind of person...
Looks like I'm just in time.
Kanich, you're here!
Yeah, a commission ran longer than expected, but I made it. I heard about the incident with your tribe, Mualani.
Yeah, it's all taken care of. Our new friend here's got some tricks up his sleeve, by the way.
Hey, look! Is it about to start?
That's right. Someone will come out and recite a eulogy, and then we'll sing the Ode of Resurrection to... Come on, let's find a spot with a good view. When the singing starts, just follow my lead and you'll be fine. Let's go somewhere higher up so Kachina can spot us.
Warriors of Natlan, we are the inheritors of memory and legend. Those who grew alongside sun and wind. Those who forged our own destiny. That is Natlan's fire, the lifeblood of our nation.
Oh, j'aime des frites.
I could not find Kachina within the Night Kingdom, or locate her ancient name.
What?
What?
Usually once the ode is complete, the Pyro Archon and resurrected person will emerge.
What's going on? This has never happened before.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. Clearly, the teams think about it. The ode rekindles all victor. Since the Archon couldn't find Kachina in the Night Kingdom, that must mean there's more to this.
Hey! You just haven't gotten over the fact that Kachina beat you in the pilgrimage!
Pathetic. The both of you.
Your wild guesses are misplaced.
Maybe you did, but who's to say whether that little girl even contributed at all? Why would the YUB recognize someone like her, even if she was on the winning team?
How dare you insult a hero of now? Kachina sacrificed herself to repel the abyss. She doesn't deserve to be subjected to your vile rumors.
Ou alors elle
when
est
she's
pas
not
morte,
even
tout
here to
simplement.
defend her.
Calm down, Mualani. There's no point.
I can't just sit here and let them slander her like that.
To insult a hero of Natlan, the person actually has to be.
You.
Think about it, everyone. Who do you think is really at fault here? A girl or the great Pyro Archon? Why would the rules of our nation suddenly stop working?
That's true. If she wasn't revived, it must mean she failed to... Maybe the YUB interpret victory in different ways?
I mean, that girl didn't look all that strong to me.
Kachina wouldn't have run! That's not like her at all!
No. She's been waiting for this moment, no matter how daunting the situation. No matter how scared she might feel. She's always the first person to stand up. We don't even know what happened. So don't you dare try to use this as an excuse to vent your anger or slander her reputation.
Fine. We'll find out what happens soon enough. Then...
That's enough. There is no doubt about today's victory, or Kachina's part in it. She is a hero worthy of our admiration and celebration. However, the failure of today's ceremony is undeniable. Kachina has not been rekindled, and to prevent further casualties, I have decided to suspend the pilgrimage until this matter is resolved.
What?
No one is all-knowing. No one is but doubt is a means by which we seek the truth, not a weapon we wield against others. If there are things you wish to clarify, then ask me directly. Doubt my answer if you wish, but now's your chance. You have concern?
No,
Even though I have said nothing to change your mind, then it would seem the truth never mattered to you.
That guy doesn't even have the courage to answer the Pyro Archon's question!
I have a question, Archon. My friend Kachina. Do you have any idea where she... I know you said you were investigating the situation, but
I've already shared everything I know. If you want to learn the truth and rescue your friend sooner. So, what?
Of course I'll join.
In that case, come see me.
We should join them.
Oh, and if it's not too much trouble, could you drop by as well, Traveler? Rest assured, everyone, I'll keep the tribal chiefs informed on the Once again, I apologize for the outcome of this ceremony.
Did she just...
I believe she did. Let's go.
You are my precious.
The situation is urgent, so I'll get straight to the point. Kachina is undoubtedly a hero of Natlan, and I'm deep. There's been unrest in the Night Kingdom, but I don't know what's causing it. As a result, I've been unable to track down her location. Until we find and address the cause of the unrest, the Ode of Resurrection will...
And that means Kachina won't be able...
That's correct. Not until the problem with the Night...
How long will that take?
It's hard to say.
Kachina always dreamed of fighting the abyss. Of doing her part to... She wasn't afraid of death because she knew, if it came down to it, whenever we sat down together, exhausted from training, she would always hum the Ode of Resurrection. She was supposed to come back to us. We were supposed to hug her and celebrate with her and share her joy. We supported her every step of the way, but what are we supposed to do? Sit peacefully and wait for her return? Lose ourselves in grief over her death?
That's not fair, Mualani.
It's all right. I understand your rage and your grief. Believe me, I want to bring her back as soon as possible. I would give you that peace of mind, but please, hear what I have to say so I can at least give you a broader... Considering the recent attack on your tribe, I believe the Abyss has found a new means of
You mean...
the Sacred Flame. The foundation of our... If we continue to hold the pilgrimage and send teams to fight the Abyss, there will... But if we stop altogether, the Sacred Flame will only grow weaker. The Abyss will scale up their attacks, and the tragedy...
If we compare the two choices... Sorry, I know that may sound harsh, but I bear the name Malipo. The raw truth can be cruel. But we need to understand it if we want to approach...
But what would you say, Mualani? This is personal for you, and unlike Kanich, I dare say...
No. I can't choose between them, and I don't want to.
You're saying it doesn't matter whether I suspend the...
Yes. What happened to Kachina breaks my heart. But I couldn't bring myself to sacrifice...
And that is the crux of the problem. It's not simply... Either way, there will be people who suffer. And the end result will be the same. Once doubt has crept in, the people will no longer unite in battle against the Abyss. And that is their ultimate goal isn't to break the rules that make the Ode of Resurrection work. It's to destroy the people's faith in them. To prevent what happened to Kachina from happening to anyone else, we need to suspend the pilgrimage. Then, we have to find another way of strengthening the Sacred Flame to keep the Abyss at bay. I understand your anger, Mualani, but...
Wow. Hyman thought things were gonna get heated for a second, but the...
I owe you an apology, Archon. I let myself get
We could always hold the pilgrimage without sending a team to fight in the Night Warden War.
I've considered that, but the two events have nearly always been linked. Without the chance to fight the Abyss, pilgrimage rankings lose their prestige, and with fewer participants, the amount of contending fire produced will decrease, and the vicious...
So, essentially, the Abyss has taken Kachina...
You've learned about the concept of ley lines during your travels. Staying there for a short period of time shouldn't have an effect on the person. But with the Abyss in the picture, it's a different story. Your sense of self will be devoured, until eventually you become one with the Sea of Souls. Imagine pouring a cup of water into a rushing river. You can try to scoop up another cup, but there's no chance it will be the same water you had before. I won't sugarcoat it. That is...
Just like you said, Archon. Both of these You can focus all your efforts on dealing with the Sacred Flame.
The Abyss poses the same threat to you as it does to her. It is very possible you will not return. Knowing that, do you still choose to go?
Kachina's waiting for us to rescue her. That's all that matters.
I failed to protect her during our campaign, but I can make it up to her.
Traveler? What do you think?
Understood. Then I'll support you in any way I can. The Masters of the Nightwind have a technique that can extract an ancient name from the ley lines. If we can find Kachina's ancient name, I can use the link between them to pinpoint her position within the Night Kingdom. Then comes the hard part. You need to visit the Night Kingdom in person and rescue her.
But isn't the Night Kingdom a land of souls?
Under normal circumstances, only the consciousness can enter. But there is a way to go there. However, know that the Night Kingdom will attempt to repel you, and the Abyss certainly...
That's fine by me.
Same here. Fighting the Abyss is nothing.
So, Hyman's the only one who's scared?
Lali of the Masters of the Nightwind once created an artifact that can be used to communicate. It was originally used as a ceremonial artifact wielded by the tribal chiefs. But that spiritual quality...
That was the artifact I delivered to the Scions of the Canopy a few days ago. Didn't think I'd be hearing about it again so soon.
Thank you so much for your help, everyone.
Your thanks are unnecessary. I will offer you whatever aid I can, but your fellowship and courage are... Besides, you're the ones helping me. I can... Traveler, I certainly didn't expect our first... I've heard all about your accomplishments. Ever since you arrived, I've been hoping to meet you. Why? Is that not what happened in the other nations you visited?
Yeah, things were pretty complicated at the start. And, you know, in the middle. But
That's more like it. After all, I've heard you're someone who transcends perhaps even more than you can imagine. Ideally, this would be the perfect night for a drink and some musical ambiance. But
oh, I almost forgot. Atea was wounded in the fight against the Abyss. It embodies fond memories and my strength of will.
I didn't think this day would come so soon. The flames of her life force. If things were different, the two of us could have enjoyed the hot springs together while she gave this to me in person. But don't worry. This talisman means a great deal to me.
You said you didn't want to jeopardize the production of contending fire. But that's not at all...
You're right. Even now, the production of contending... The gradual corrosion caused by the Abyss has resulted in a massive shortage of pyro energy, as things stand. The pilgrimage
C'est à cause de
is
ça
a
qu'on n'a
lost
pas le pouvoir
cause. The Abyss
du
has
pyro.
brought catastrophe to Natlan.
We can't let the general public know that.
No. If the public learned that Natlan's destruction was... But if I said nothing at all, they would have continued to question the integrity of Natlan's heroes.
Another simple choice. The latter was clearly the better solution.
I have never subscribed to the belief that the right choice is the one with the fewest sac... Let's go. There's...
You mean...
Yes.
Follow me. J'ai hâte de pouvoir tester l'archon quand même, voir comment elles vont. Ce qu'elles vaut en tout cas.
The sacred flame must never go out. Not only does it strike fear in the Abyss, but it's also the pillar of Natlan's stability. So until our heroes are ready, I will sacrifice...
But that can only last so long. I think we should focus on the remaining ancient name-bearers.
Don't let desperation cloud your... Those chosen by the Wyab have already embarked on their destined path. It is for them to decide how that journey ends. Not all we can do is support them.
Even so, for you to make this sacrifice...
If not me, then who? No other is capable of sustaining. I possess great strength, but I'm not above my people. This is part of my duty.
Archon, it's the Fatui!
Ah, CAPITANO qui arrive.
The Archon of Natlan. A force to be reckoned with. The secret of the ley lines is no secret to me. Long have they been destined for ruin. And since the oath made 5 centuries ago remains unfulfilled, what use is the Gnosis in your hands?
I don't know what you mean. But it sounds like this is about more than the Tsaritsa.
In times of crisis, someone must pick up the mantle of salvation. Your plan has reached an impasse, and now it falls to me to create new rules for Natlan. But before the dawn of a new age, the old must be destroyed.
I assume that's the end of your speech? Good. People like us. Let our blades do the talking! Masters of the Night Wind. Send word. The captain and his followers must be apprehended.
Combat impressionnant quand même, entre les deux. Les deux est impressionnant.
Are you alright, Archon?
He was a formidable opponent. Exactly what I would expect from the first of...
I never imagined someone could match you in combat. If the Tsaritsa sent him here, why would he bring up what happened 5 centuries ago?
Yeah. And how much does he know about—
The Harbingers are all driven by their own personal goals. The only but I'm sure the captain has his own reason.
Whatever his motive, we should shift our focus to the Fatui. If they attack again, and we're not prepared, we're done for.
No. We're running out of the wound I inflicted should hold him back and weaken him for the time being. Besides, I'm sure you noticed. The power that came to his rescue just now came from—
In other words, there are traitors among us.
Not necessarily. When we exchanged final blows, I sensed an unusual presence within him. Kanich, go to the Masters of the Night Wind and look into who could have aided the captain. Speak to Lali. She should know.
Of course, I'll head out right now. Do you still intend to...
Yes, but... Natlan's strength has never rested solely in its arc. Together we foresaw the only path that leads to our nation's future. We must...
Is everything okay,
Completely fine. Just lamenting the fact that I never got a picture when I could still turn my hair into flames. I just hope the others have a safe journey.
C'est quoi, le sacrifier ses pouvoirs?
What's happening at the stadium? Did something—
It feels like the Archon unleashed her power.
Should we go back and check what's going—
Have faith in the Archon. She wouldn't lose in a one-on-one.
Once we find Kachina's ancient name, we'll head right back.
Okay, let's just keep climbing. What can you tell us about the scions of the canopy?
The tribespeople are very adventurous.
Oh, kinda like us then.
I'm not so sure. You don't strike me as the type to enjoy danger. The scions of the canopy are a bunch of thrill seekers. They love extreme sports like rock climbing, rappelling, volcano parkour, or even bungee jumping without a rope while a Yunkasaur stands at the edge and uses its tongue to catch them. Sound like...
Okay, that does sound different from our usual adventures. Paimon's not doing any of that. She can just cheer you on from the sidelines.
That's Wina, the tribal chief. Let's head over to him.
Chaska.
Nice to see you again, Wina. I'm afraid we don't have time for pleasantries, so I'll get right to it.
Whoa, hold on a second. At least tell me what—
My friend Kachina is trapped within the Night Kingdom. We need the stone to—
Rescue her? From—
That's right.
I'm sorry, But someone needs to tell you what you don't want to hear. Going there, the nature of battle is unpredictable. You never know how it's going to end. Losing a friend is tragic, but when that happens, the best thing you can do is focus on
I appreciate what you're trying to say, Chief Wina. But if the price of maturity is abandoning a friend in need, I'll choose foolishness any day.
I thought you might say that.
Is something wrong, Wina? Life isn't complete without taking risks.
It's nothing. The Night Kingdom is a if you're that determined.
Thank you.
Huh. Seems like you two go way back. But aren't you from the Flower Feather?
Oh, Chaska's a peacekeeper, so she's famous throughout the tribes. She's always the one people call to resolve her younger sister Quichi's always hanging around our tribe, too. She's helped us out a lot.
Oh, you have a younger sister?
Yes. I'll introduce you to her some, but let's get back to business. Wina, how do we use the stone?
As you probably know, your intended destination is completely different from the real world. The Night Kingdom is like a river flowing with concepts. In that sense, the stone is like a fishing boat drifting down the river. But the boat alone isn't enough. You need a fish.
We couldn't do that ourselves?
With a little practice, I'm sure you could. You have the strength and the talent. If you want to make sure this
Who?
Vichama, a legendary warrior and scout from our tribe. He's got a keen eye and a well-honed intuition. Even his ancient name means to seek.
Vichama?
He's one of Auntie Atea's hot spring buddies. I've heard stories about him. Where can we find him?
Ever since Malco passed, he spends most of his time gazing out at the scenery from the cliff tops. Follow the path that way.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Alors, par où?
Someone admiring the scenery from... Hello there, are you Vichama?
That's me. Did you need something? What? You're saying you can bring someone back? No. If you really think about it, anything's possible in that kind.
Are you okay?
Everything's fine. I'll help you. After I help you find Kachina's ancient name, I want to use the stone to look for my friend.
Your friend? Oh, why not mention someone named Malco?
Yes, but I'd rather not get into it if it's all the same.
That's not a problem.
Yeah. Since you're helping us find Kachina's ancient name...
Then we're agreed. Can I have a look at the... I see. From what I can tell, it functions. Once the connection is established, the abyss will come surging through the opening like a predator honing in on the scent of blood. So we have to be sure not to use it in a...
Wow, you got all that just from looking at...
I just picked up on the basics, really. I still have no idea why it works. You said someone named Lali invented this. I'll go find an open area and start setting things up. In the meantime...
We'll go right away. What...
First, I'll need some hook ropes. Pretty much every store around here carries them, so no need to go anywhere special.
Wait, are you saying you're going to use a real net to catch Kachina's ancient name? How does that work when one's
By creating something tangible in our world, like a net, we can create a connection to a corresponding concept in the Night Kingdom. Basically, I'm going to use the concept of a net to catch something equally intangible.
Oh, I see. What a...
Right. I need two chunks of obsidian. Once we bring the ancient names into our world, normally you can only get obsidian from the Children of Echoes. But I heard there's a traveling merchant from that tribe around here somewhere, so maybe you can try your luck there.
Gotcha!
All right, let's split up. See that clearing? Let's meet over there when you're done. Oh, and you can send someone with me if you want. In case you're worried I might take the stone for myself.
What do you think, Chaska?
There's no need. Lena spoke highly of you.
I appreciate. Anyway, it'll take some time to set everything up, so no need to.
What an odd guy. He seems so defeated, but also really invested in the stone at the same time.
I don't have any more insight than you, Paimon. Hang on, Kachina.
Donc grappin et obsidienne.
Hello. Hook ropes? As in rock climbing equipment?
Yes. How much for your whole stock?
Oh, the whole thing?
Deal.
Wait.
What, you want me to drive down the price?
Oh, no problem at all. I'll even pass along some information on the house. These ropes are usually used by rock climbing enthusiasts. All right.
Now we need the obsidian. Let's go talk to the travel.
Excuse me, do you sell obsidian?
Why, yes. I've...
Perfect. Is that the only one, though?
That might be tough. Tell you what.
Thank you so much.
Relax. Everything.
I know, it's just... I could tell Vichama feels the same way about his friend. Kachina always carries all sorts of shiny stones with her. If I was the one trapped in the Night Kingdom, she'd have a whole pile of obsidian ready in a heartbeat.
Well, would you look at that? I did bring an extra. Here you go, young lady.
Perfect! Thank you.
If you hadn't shown up, these stones would have just sat here collecting dust. Here you go. By the way, I heard you mention Vichama just. How's he doing? Malco's been gone for
Do you know what happened?
I heard about it in passing while I was out drinking one night. But I don't know all the details. Malco was an amazing fighter, capable of knocking out multiple opponents in a single hit, while Vichama excelled at scouting and 5 years ago, they both emerged triumphant in the Pilgrim. But on the eve of battle, the Abyss launched an attack on their tribe, and Vichama suffered an
Then what happened?
The team agreed that he couldn't fight the Abyss in his condition. Vichama didn't argue. He knew going to the front lines with an injured leg would make him a burden in battle. So they raised the issue. It's just... Malco and the others ended up facing hordes of abyssal monsters in numbers that far exceeded anyone's expectations. The team made an... Vichama went into a deep depression after that. He blames himself. Oh, yeah, I've tried the abyss anyway.
T'as l'escalade tranquille comme ça? Non, ouais, que quelques pas, pas plus. C'est là où j'ai pas mon rien, c'est dommage.
Did you get everything?
Yep, it's all here.
I've made all the necessary adjustments, so we're good to go. As agreed, I'll help you find Kachina's ancient name, and then you... Go ahead. After Malco fell, I scoured the battlefield to see what happened. It turned out he wasn't bested by some If I had been there, I would have been able to sense the danger. I could have warned them not to I've always blamed myself for what happened.
But that happened several... The Pyro Archon said all life within the Night Kingdom eventually becomes...
There might not be much hope. But all right, let's get to it. I'll start searching for the conceptualized version of Kachina's ancient name. If you see any fragments scattered... Make sure you prepare yourselves for battle. As I said...
Look at that golden thing! It must be one of those fragments Chama mentioned. Let's get closer!
Ah oui, tu vois quand même que les mobs... après, c'est que être en doute, ça. Et que le... qu'ils ont level up.
Justice is blindsided. Let the mighty be humbled.
How much longer, Vichama?
Not long. We're getting close.
How brilliant! Vichama!
Quick, take it! I found Kachina's ancient name. Hang in there, Malko. Just a little longer.
Something's not right. The power...
The abyss is corroding his body. Vichama, you...
I should have died 5 years ago. I just need a little more time. Please, I'm almost there. Thank you.
Whoa, watch out! The power of the abyss is strong.
This power...
hanging in there?
Malko. No, what?
We can't wait any longer. Pull him away from the stone.
I already tried, but the power of the abyss has him in a chokehold. It's like he's tied to the stone within it.
In that case, we have no choice. Get back!
Chaska, wait!
Ouch! What happened just now?
The stone's power was spiraling out of control. You were all caught in the shockwave of the explosion. You might feel dizzy for a while, but...
Give us a heads up next time, will you? You're lucky we managed...
I thought I said to get back.
Yeah, barely a second before you made it go poof. Not everyone has your reflexes, Chaska. We were...
Okay, I'll be...
At least Kachina's ancient name is still in one piece. Vichama!
Vichama!
I couldn't find Malko's ancient name. Once your ancient name disappears, there's no coming back. From the very beginning, I knew, and now...
Vichama.
I'm sure he's heard enough condolences over the years. Let's just give him some...
Huh? What's that in your hands, Vichama?
Huh? This is...
Hey, Malko. Not enough to swing a sword, but to say a few last words? Sure. Too bad. I never thought I'd actually die on this mission. Not that I'm a... Guess I have something to be thankful for then. My parents died a long time ago. They won't have to mourn me. Pisak! Always had to beat me at everything, didn't you? Right to the end, you were never one for goodbyes. Maybe you're right. Maybe no one will get to hear our last words. Vichama, I'm so glad you didn't come with us. Don't be sad. Just keep on living. For the both of us.
Was that?
Il y a des
Seems
souvenirs
like
de ton
we were
pote.
able to salvage something after all.
Of course. Seeing him, hearing, but it also brings...
A deeper pain?
Malco was always the type to put on a brave face. But in that memory just now, for all these years, I regretted not being able to fight alongside him to the end.
Vichama.
I'm fine. Actually, I heard Chief Wina wasn't really on board with your plan to go to the Night Kingdom. When you asked for my help, I hesitated too. I knew helping you find your friend's ancient name meant leading you, but I also understood why you had to try. Once allowed to fester, guilt strips us of our most valuable. If I could do it all that way, even if there are critical junctures in life, and if you don't see, that's something I had to learn in hindsight.
Thank you, Vichama. I feel even more determined now. I promised I would find her, and I intend to keep...
That's good to hear.
Once abyssal corrosion enters the body, a portion will fuse itself to your internal organs. Even though the Traveler possesses powers of purification. Thanks to him, though, you were only briefly exposed. Slowing your breathing and controlling your emotions should help you keep the symptoms in check. Just speaking from experience.
Anyway, we've recovered Kachina's ancient name, so we're off to a great start. Let's get Vichama back to his tribe and and apologize for destroying the Spirit Speaker Stone.
Au pire, tu regardes, tu fais oups.
Koichi, are you really gonna just stand there like that?
I think you know exactly what I'm trying to say, Uncle Wina.
Honestly, it's just one thing. They're back.
Koichi?
Don't play dumb with your own sister. My apologies, everyone. I just need to borrow...
I'll be just a moment.
Who was that?
Koichi, Chaska's younger sister. Although the two aren't actually related by blood, it's not really my story to tell, but I guess it's not a secret. She was afflicted with a rare disease when she was a child, and abandoned in the wild as a result. The Abyss found her out there, all on her own, and tried to develop. That strength of will pushed her to survive, but it also planted a seed of conflict within her. Eventually, she was adopted by the Cuckoo Source. Wherever they went, she followed.
For some reason, Paimon can totally imagine that.
Well, when Chaska finally returned to human society, it was Koichi's parents who adopted her. At the time, Chaska still had a habit of...
Ah, I remember those days. One of those fights was definitely with me. Eventually, she found a way to rein in that desire to fight. And now she's who people call to resolve conflicts. It sounds like she still argues with Koichi, though. Don't siblings usually stop fighting when they get older?
That's partly my fault. Koichi asked me to stop Chaska from doing anything dangerous, but you probably know by now.
Oh, I get it. No wonder you tried to talk us out of going to the Night Kingdom. Chaska?
I'm all for your adventure. You need to take risks when you're young, because by the time you're my age, you couldn't attempt something like that even if you wanted to. Still, I can understand where Koichi's coming from. In the end, nobody wants to sit back and let a loved one...
All right, it's just the two of us now. You have 1 minute.
I don't have anything to say. You don't have to approve, but You should know I only...
That attitude is exactly the problem. It's like you don't care. You try to sneak off to the Night Kingdom behind my back and then play it down as if it's just a trip.
Well, technically I am going abroad.
Again with the excuses. We agreed, didn't we? There are 4 levels of danger. If it's not something urgent, you can only engage in level 2 danger and below. You can only go up to level 3 if a situation is so dire. But a trip to the Night Kingdom? If that's not a level...
What do you mean, sneak into the place? I always planned on walking in there with my head held.
You bought off Uncle Wina, didn't you? He promised me he'd stop you from doing anything dangerous.
You feel like he went back on his word. What if I told you my mind was made up, and there was nothing he could have done?
Oh, I knew it! So he did try to...
This is important. If you were in my shoes...
You don't know that? I'm a doctor, and I handle logistics.
All right, whatever.
You... What do you mean, anything else?
Time out. Is this one of our normal arguments? Or...
Chaska, does it sound like I'm joking?
Then... You need to know something. What happened to Kachina was partially my...
But the person you become when you lose control, that's also not who you are!
That's a different issue. You said it yourself. A person is only as good as...
I've also told you that...
Sometimes you have to make sacrifices. All right, let's stop this here. If we keep going, I might actually have to get serious.
Is that a threat? That sounds like a threat to...
Koichi!
So... You're really going to go?
Then support me.
So, that's it.
Un petit flot quand même.
You two are something else.
Something you wanted to say?
I know you aren't related by blood.
Really?
You know, I said that very thing to Koichi not too long ago, and she reacted the exact same way, down to the very... It's not my place to get involved.
Thank you.
Anytime. All right. If you're done with this, according to Kinich, it's an important ceremonial artifact. So...
If only Tone Deaf Bard was here, he could have repaired it just like the Holy...
It might be in a few more pieces than you remember.
Huh? I see. Sounds like... Still, Citlali's going to be a nightmare to deal with now that you've broken her stuff. Stay safe out there in the Night Kingdom, okay?
Retournez voir l'archon. Ouais, sad.
We're back! We found Kachina's ancient name, too!
Well, it's fairly complicated.
The Fatui again? We can't go anywhere without them causing trouble.
But what if the Fatui finds out you've lost your power? Won't they try to take advantage of the situation?
That's why it has to be our little secret. Nope. Look, I wish I could offer you some sort of consolation, but I won't lie to you. Still, all you need to do is focus on your goal. You can leave the complicated matters to me.
I can also step in on the Pyro Archon's behalf. There's a limit to what I can accomplish, but I'll help you however I can.
There's no need to be so modest, Yan-san. You're incredible.
Archon, I'm sorry about before. You have so much on your plate.
You have nothing to be sorry about. We all get overwhelmed by our emotions, myself. Well, now that we have Kachina's ancient name, let's go.
What is this place? Hey, isn't that Atea's talisman?
Good eye. This...
Whoa,
I've never seen this place before.
It looks like there are items from every tribe. Collecting them must have taken...
I suppose you could think of it as a hobby of sorts. In Natlan, everyone grows, and physical items do a far better job of preserving those stories than our... Now, I still have some preparations to make for this. If you're curious about an item, I'm more than willing to...
Alright, we'll have a look.
Et on va s'arrêter là pour cet épisode. En espérant que ça vous a plu. Comme d'habitude, je vous dis à la prochaine, c'était fait de rire. Ciao les gars.